Okay, if you spend any time at all in the world of internet marketing, you've heard the term list building about a million times, right? It's always surrounded by secret strategies and all these hot takes, but today we're going to cut right through all that noise. We're going to break down why building a list isn't just another strategy. It's the absolute bedrock foundation of your online success.
So let's just kick things off with a pretty bold statement. This is aimed squarely at any guru out there who's trying to tell you that list building is dead or outdated. The source material is crystal clear on this. Believing that kind of talk is some of the worst advice you could possibly take.
All right, here's our game plan. We're going to tackle the #1 marketing myth. Then we'll get into why your list is your single best asset. We'll look at the 3 main types of lists, cover some real strategies to get you started, and then level up with a powerful joint venture tactic. And finally, we'll talk about the real secret to building an online fortune.
First things first, let's jump right in and tackle that #1 marketing myth. It's time to dispel some of the really bad advice that holds so many people back.
This slide really gets to the heart of it. The myth, the dangerous idea, is that you can somehow succeed without a list. But the truth? Well, the truth is that list building and internet marketing are basically two sides of the same coin. It's not just part of internet marketing. In a lot of ways, it is internet marketing.
So, here's the crucial point to really let sink in. People who crush it online, they don't treat list building like some side project or something they'll get to later. No way. It's not a secondary task. It's the main event. It is the single most important thing on their to-do list every single day.
Okay, moving on to Section 2, your business's best asset. So now that we're all on the same page that a list is absolutely essential, let's dig into why it's the most valuable asset you can possibly build. Now, here's a question you might not have thought about. We all focus on the marketing benefits, right? But what about the legal risks? It turns out that failing to build a proper opt-in list isn't just bad for business. It could land you in some serious legal hot water.
And this number? This is exactly why. Under the CAN-SPAM Act of 2003, you can be fined up to $11,000. And that's not per campaign, that's per unsolicited marketing email. Just let that sink in for a second. A few hundred emails sent the wrong way could literally bankrupt a business. This is why having a quality opt-in list isn't just a good idea, it's an absolute requirement.
So a quality opt-in list does 4 huge things for you. First, it protects you legally, which is critical. But it also helps you define your exact target audience, and it gives you a direct line to communicate with them effectively. And all of that leads to the last point. It becomes this incredibly powerful bargaining chip. When those big opportunities like joint ventures come knocking, having a strong list is what even gets you a seat at the table.
Okay, so you're convinced. You need a list. But the next big question is, what actually makes a list good? Well, in this section, we're going to see that not all lists are created equal, not by a long shot.
Think of it like a hierarchy. Way down at the bottom, you've got bot lists. And let's be clear, you can't build a solid business by just buying thousands of random emails. It just doesn't work. In the middle, you have a potential customer list. These are people who opted in for something free, but haven't actually bought from you yet. And then, at the very top, the absolute best of the best is your established customer list.
And this right here is the main takeaway. The people who have actually pulled out their wallet and purchased from you once are by far the most likely to do it again. This list of established customers isn't just a list, it's the foundation. It's the very backbone of your entire online business.
Which brings us to the big how-to section. We know what a good list looks like, so how do we actually go out and build one? Well, here is the blueprint for growth.
So the source really lays out 3 core strategies. It all starts with content, using things like articles and blog posts to build your credibility and authority. Then you move into partnerships, like exchanging links with other sites in your niche. And finally, you get to advertising, using a smart mix of paid and free methods. See how they kind of build on each other? You earn trust, then you leverage that trust through outreach. Now this slide is really interesting because it highlights a fundamental truth. You will always pay for advertising with one of 2 things, your time or your money. Free methods, like writing articles, they build your traffic and credibility slowly, over time. Paid methods, like a pay-per-click campaign, can bring you a flood of traffic almost instantly. You've just got to decide which one of those resources you have more of right now.
All right, let's level up a bit with a more advanced strategy in Section 5, joint ventures. Once you have that quality list we've been talking about, it unlocks some seriously powerful opportunities.
like turning people you once saw as competitors into your best partners.
So, I want you to look at this number, 100%. What if I told you that one of the most proven strategies for growing your customer list involves letting a partner keep 100% of the profits from a sale? I know, it sounds completely insane, right?
But here's the genius, long-term thinking behind it. You're not focused on that one-time transaction. You're focused on acquiring a customer for life. By letting your partner keep all the initial profit, you get that person onto your established customer list where their lifetime value to you is worth so much more than that one single sale. You lost the sale, sure, but you gained a customer.
And that brings us to our final section, where we're going to put all these pieces together and talk about the real online fortune.
You know, it really boils down to this simple but incredibly powerful formula. All that consistent effort you put into creating great content, that builds your credibility. And when you combine that hard-won credibility with a high-quality, established customer list, that's how online fortunes are really made.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It's not just some database of emails on your computer. It's a real asset that you own. It's a direct line to your very best customers. It is, quite literally, your own private gold mine.
So we'll end with this thought. The map has been laid out for you, the tools are in your hands, and that gold mine is just sitting there waiting. The only question left is, how are you going to start digging?